In today's video, we are going to be showing you guys a trading method that will only work because of the brand new FIFA 23 chemistry system. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch. For the cheapest premium trading service for just £4, €4 or free with Amazon Prime. You'll get yourself daily trading and investing guides covering both Xbox and PlayStation with an array of different techniques depending on your budget. I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million on multiple titles, and recently making over 10 million in the first month for the last 3 years. So in today's video, we are going to be showing you guys a brand new trading method. Now, this trading method works because how the chemistry system works next year. So what I mean by this, and it's actually a very simple thing, it's not like the complicated leagues, nations and clubs. It is literally as simple as if a player is not in a direct position, aka the exact position they want, they get 0 chemistry next year. So for example, if I am playing, and this is a prime example right here, this player who's a cam, and I'm playing him in centre mid, which last year this would give me 8 chemistry in an SBC. But because he is a cam playing in centre mid, which is in the exact position they're asking for, he gets 0 chemistry. So as a result, for the SBCs this year, it is necessary, especially where everyone's going to have maximum chemistry, for every player to be in the exact position. So a great example of where the chemistry is different this year is this SBC showing right here, because you can see that the centre forward, this guy who's a default centre forward, has to be position changed to a striker, otherwise he'd get no chem. And even something as simple as a CDM playing in centre mid, if he isn't position changed into exactly a centre mid, he will again get absolutely 0 chemistry. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the SBCs and we're going to see, okay, I think this certain player will do really well, because if you don't have someone in that exact position, they won't do very well. And one of the main SBCs we're going to be using is going to be the likes of the first 11, because this SBC needs exactly 11 players in the exact positions, and everyone needs to be from a different league. So what we're going to look is we're going to look at, and you can only do this one with Argentina and Brazil. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at Argentina and Brazil and see where there's a lack of players in the exact positions needed. So below I've got the filter looking at right mids who are Brazilian, who are just going to be gold. And these are the exact positions. And if I go and search this in, only one player pops up, which is just crazy. That they're, 77 rated and above, there is only one Brazilian right mid in the game. Now, you need to use this guy in SBCs, or you need to use a Brazilian right mid. Now, if this guy was, let's say, 7, 8k, because he is the only default right mid, what are you going to do? Because, people are going to have to buy a Brazilian right mid. What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to position change. Now, I'm looking at the default position, but if I show you every player that can be position changed into a right mid, you've got all of these players right here. So, obviously, a few of these we're not going to use. We're probably not going to use Rafinha, we're probably not going to use Antonio, we're probably not going to use Rodrigo, and we're not going to use Lucas Moura, because these players are going to be expensive. But that leaves us with Neres, Anderson, Messias, Pepe and Pereira. And basically what these players are is these are going to be players that you're going to go and position change from whatever their current position is. You're going to buy the consumable and then go and sell them in right mid, because again there is a lack of right mids, and it means if the only right mid again like Luis Adriano is 7, 8k, all you've got to do is go and buy a Felipe Anderson for 1k, apply the consumable, which generally could still cost 4k. So you buy your Anderson, buy the consumable, could cost up to 4k, you apply it on your Anderson, and then you go and sell your Anderson for 7, 8k. Because even at 7, 8k, it will potentially be cheaper than this player right here, because this player right here is the only default one, and everyone else has to be position changed. So this is basically how this method is going to work, is it's finding gaps in the market of default positions to go and buy a player and apply the position change. Again, defaultly, he is the only right mid, which means he could end up being 7, 8k like we saw with some players last year. But once again, if you go and buy a player, then apply position changer, you'll be able to, go and after putting the position changer on them, go and sell them for like 7, 8k. And again, if the position change is nice and cheap. So Brazilian right mids works an absolute treat. In fact, I think in about 5 or 6 of the SBCs, they need right mids from a popular nation. So I think actually every single one of the advanced leagues SBC needs a right mid. So that is perfect. So that is the first example, or the first combination you can use, is buying a player. Now obviously again, when the full database comes out, there actually might be more right mids who are 75 to 77 rated. So another really good way of looking at it is not the case of just applying anyone if there's a few players, but actually maybe because we need 11 leagues, what you want to do is you want to look at this list and go, Okay, well, I think that player's from a very minor nation, a minor league, sorry, and because you need 11 different leagues, you want to go from the players from the really weird leagues. Now, are there a lot of Brazilians in the Liga NOS? There is, because just a lot of Brazilians go there. Are there a lot of Brazilians in the Serie A? There's a fair few, so I probably wouldn't go with that guy or that guy. Again, Brazilians in the Liga NOS. And that leaves us to this guy. Are there many Brazilians in the Saudi League? There's a few, but I'll tell you what, there's way less Brazilians than the other leagues. So as a result, if maybe there are a few right mids, but there's a lack of right mids from weird leagues, or the players from right mids from weird leagues like the MLS at 8k, it could be a really good play to go and buy Pereira, apply the position changer on him, and then go and try and sell him for maybe 7, 8k. So that is the first example of where there is a lack of players. Let me go and find you guys another example. So I guess just to show you guys, if you were to try this with the left mids, you can see it's not really as good because the right mids had one player from a really obscure league. Whereas the left mids don't really have, they've got 4 different players from 3 different leagues, and they've literally got someone right there from the Chinese Super League. So I'd say left mids from Brazil aren't really lacking. So I guess we're going to show you guys live right now. What about left wings from Brazil? Let's have a little look. Now, left wings from Brazil, at the moment, only have Neymar and Vinicius Jr. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm in absolutely no hurry of putting a Neymar or a Vinicius Jr. in an SBC. But obviously, if you need a Brazilian right wing, or especially a rare Brazilian right wing, what the play is going to be is it's going to be to go and buy, obviously, someone who can be position changed. So once again, these are the only ones that default, left wing. But after you put a position change, you can use all of these players right here. And I'll be honest with you, even a few of these players right here wouldn't, maybe a little bit too expensive. So for example, we've got the likes of Richarlison. Probably wouldn't use the likes of Richarlison. And then obviously these guys are left mids, which obviously you can go in position change. So let's have a little look at the leagues. We've got the Premier League, not really that rare of having Brazilians in. We've got the Chinese Super League, we've got the Liga NOS, we've got the Prem, we've got the CSL, and we got the Liga NOS. Now again, probably would leave the Liga NOS, which is 1, 2, 3 out. Probably leave the Premier League, which is another 1, 2 out, which leaves us with the Chinese Super League and the Chinese Super League. And obviously Oscar probably has a high chance of being rare, so I'd imagine what you do is you'd move Oscar from a cam to a left wing, and again, he could be one of the cheapest rare Brazilian left wings, with obviously the other players being Vinicius Jr. and Neymar. And the idea is as long as, obviously, you buy Oscar for, he'll be 700 coins, discard. You buy the position changer, let's say 3k. As long as you can sell that card for 5, 6k, you make him profit. Obviously, if you can't position change them and then sell them for more, don't do it. But that is another one that works very well. So left mids didn't work because there was a fair few. Left wings work really well because there's only Neymar and Vinicius Jr. Right mids work really well because there weren't many. What about right wings? Let's have a little look. So we're going to look at default right wings only. This site is foot.gg if you're interested. Now right wings, you got 1, 2, 3, probably too expensive. But, yeah, I mean, Neres, Felipe Anderson, these would be relatively cheap. Now, what you could look at this and you could go, I'll tell you what's missing though. Someone from a weird league. Serie A is not a very weird league. Liga NOS isn't a very weird league. So maybe, even though there's a few right wings, I'd say there's potentially a lack of weird league. So is there anyone we could go and buy and move to a weird league? And in reality, it's probably Matheus Pereira again. Obviously, you're not going to buy this guy because we know he's probably going to be quite expensive. So Matheus Pereira is actually quite good because he seems quite good to move to a right mid. He also seems quite good to move to a right wing because in reality, he's the only right mid / right wing who you can position change to a default player, player who can convert to a right mid / right wing. And I can see him being very popular for SBCs. So this sort of, I guess, logic will work really well with the likes of Brazil. Another league will work, or nation will work really well with, is going to be the likes of Argentina. So let's do the exact same thing with Argentina. So only primary players. We're going to go and apply that. Take off Brazil. And Argentina in the right wing. We've got La Liga and Serie A. Not bad, not bad. Not the most obscure leagues. Let's see if there's any obscure leagues we can move. I'd say Moreno. Argentina MLS. What you could do is you can go buy that card, convert him to a right wing, and then go and do that. I'd say Ocampos in the Eredivisie. It's quite an obscure league. Would be pretty good, especially if people need lots of leagues. So we've got that. Obviously, Buendia, Argentina's in the... If it's top 5 leagues, they don't do that well, which is like Serie A, Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, and so on. Obviously, you can go and research, in other positions where they're lacking. So that's right wing. What about right mid? How's right mid looking? So we're going to go and apply that there. And Buendia is the only right mid. And again, Premier League's quite common. So let's go and take that out right there. And let's go and see, are there any guys from weird leagues? So we got the La Liga, La Liga, La Liga, La Liga, Serie A, La Liga, Serie A. So at the moment, Not really. Not really any players I can even position change. So let that be. What about the left mids? Let's have a little look. Defaultly, left mids, only La Liga. What about if I look at players like a position change? Okay, so I mean there's 2 more MLS players and an Eredivisie player, so I could try it with Ocampos, Reyanusu and Acosta. That could work. So what about the next position of the likes of the left wing? We'll do the exact same thing right here. Ocampos, so because there's already a player from a weird league, I'd probably let that be. And that is that. Now I'd say you could probably also go and do this with the likes of France, works really well. Spain would work really well. And then you've got outside of like the Netherlands and the Portugal, because you also see these be used. Hopefully this has helped you guys with the SBCs. Again, the main thing you are looking for are players converted to the right mid and left mid. And the reason for that is because in the first 11, you need a left mid and right mid, and you need full chemistry. Working at hybrid leagues, because these are the hardest SBCs. In this SBC, you are going to need yourself a left mid and right mid. And again, you need all but 1 player on chemistry. To move to the third to last one, you are going to need yourself, believe it or not, a left mid, left wing and right wing. And everyone apart from 3 players need to be on full chemistry. And obviously this one's not really as hard, but you need yourself 7 players to basically be on full chemistry. And again, another left and right mid. So you can see that left and right mids are popping up left, right and mid. And yeah, say that this is why it works really well. And again, it wouldn't have worked so well last year. Because even right here, last year a right back and right mid would have got a 6 chem. But this year, it gets absolutely 0 chem. So there's so much more reason to have players in the right position. So hopefully this has helped you guys out, giving you guys a few examples. Obviously, if you're not too sure, make sure to come to the stream and ask me. And obviously when the full database is out, I'll be able to give you guys a much better list of players to do this with. But it's good to get yourself familiar and understand some more trading methods. So that is going to be that. As I say, when this video is live on the 21st, I'm doing a 40-hour stream from the release of the web app. So feel free to jump in, ask me any questions, ask me about investing, trading, or anything in between. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.